I just realized we're on camera right now, and I probably should have changed it. I need to have a second factory, and we're already hitting. No, go ahead, keep playing it.
Oh.
Yeah. You've done nothing wrong. I fucked up.
Okay.
Alexander Boyd is drinking vodka and Sprite to prepare. Let's go. All right, cool. Well.
You can loop these. You can right click and
yeah. This is going great already. We are live.
School sex scandal.
Welcome to the Benzo Rehab Dungeon. It is episode 67. I am your host, Michael Deebs. It is the 19th of November, 2021. I'm doing this all backwards and mixed up because I'm caught out of frame right now, to be honest with you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is some real beta shit I'm on. I am joined, as always, by Danko Suvin from the Instagram handle @DankDeloz.
Tis I.
Everybody in our chat is drinking. That's for who we are and who they are. Joining me, also as always, John, the producer, from the Instagram handle @Discopathic. Starting with John, how are you doing today, sir?
Feeling a little bit of pressure from these sudden, without notice workplace changes.
I did actually mention this on the last podcast. And any preparations you did or did not make, any anal bleachings you did or did not do are actually on you because you were forewarned about the show going live at 7:30 p.m. on Fridays going forward. All right, well, we're gonna ignore the chat because they're talking about how hot John is.
We all know how hot John is.
We all know.
We don't need to hear that shit. Or,
you're not bringing anything new to the discussion. I'm gonna change this from top chat to all chat in case it's like some spam bots that we can see. We keep our only comments on our YouTube channel are man, this really did it for me, and it's like some hot chick profile with like a shady link to probably like a malware.
Yeah. Promoted on my malware website.
Yeah. Danko, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. The best thing about how I'm doing is that I'm doing it here with you. In studio.
We are both in studio, so
That's
my
true.
Setup's a little bit mixed up, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better arranged next time. But
while Mike is using this this beautiful setup that he's spent a lot of time and energy producing, genuinely, and it is impressive. I am using my phone, and it is still plugged in because I didn't charge it beforehand. So I'm doing well. The one thing I did want to point out is that I want everyone to admire that I am very small screen.
Yes.
Right.
And
so while John is that is actually John's size. He's a giant of a man.
Well, I mean, it does depend on the size of the monitor for the viewer.
Yeah, but like that size relative to me.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Right.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see here, Mike is a normal sized person. John is the size of like a Dark Souls giant.
Yeah.
And I am a small bean.
That is true.
It's true to life.
I can't really make any. I mean, I could.
No, this is my fault, and I'm.
Here,
I'm happy with
we'll
it.
drop the ceiling down a little bit. Pull the sides in.
Drop that ceiling.
We're doing this live.
We'll do it live.
And then look, you're a little bit bigger now. All right.
And thank you. My background is very important to me. I have a background in academia.
Yeah.
It's funny because they meant the background behind me, because that's the thing about me that's notable.
Right.
Is that I'm a shitlord.
Not your academics.
No, nothing about my past.
I'm actually I feel bad about moving on. Speaking of things we should feel bad about, today's episode is going to be on the drone warfare program. Are we excited for that, guys?
Oh yeah.
That is
Yeah.
not what you told us.
It is what I told you
That-
guys.
Yeah. No,
That's not what I remember.
Yeah, wasn't it something about jurisprudence?
Yeah, like Hello Kitty
Yeah.
jurisprudence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do a I don't know, a 3-hour talk about the Rittenhouse verdict. How about that?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, egg.
I think
Got
I
an egg
might
in
kill
chat.
myself.
Excellent.
So before we start with the Rittenhouse stuff, John had a link last episode that he wanted to look at, which is 2 gentlemen police officers arresting an ATF agent.
This is my favorite shit. I love that this isn't like a thing that just happened. This is a thing that happens with frequency.
Happens all the
just
time.
Cops arresting cops.
And the chaos of like the self-defeating like power struggle that all of our I don't know, what do you call them? All of our
assholes?
Yeah, all our assholes are engaged with. All of our like deeply oppressive systems of like state oppression.
Yeah, all of our dad Freudian daddies.
Right.
Did I say dad daddies?
You said dad a couple of times, I think.
I meant bad, but yeah.
Dad, Freud, dad. I'm sorry, dad.
it's excellent.
Think about how retardedly expensive this whole thing must have been.
Yeah, dude, think about how much money they had to pay people for January 6th.
Oh yeah,
well, I know a lot
find
of them
out
are off duty.
More cops.
Yeah,
yeah.
But you know, like the CIA and FBI are both like hiring people to like throw shit at one another.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, no, that's almost like. I mean, we've talked about 9/11 and how like the agencies were like competing with each other, and that's part of why 9/11 happened in the first place, because they can't fucking get along. They all have this weird like dick measuring contest they're involved in.
And people say that's something we should fix, but honestly, defund the police, but give them like a special stipend to fuck one another up.
Yeah,
like I think that's very funny.
Well, and like think about how like successful the like drug dealers in like I think it was like Chicago or something stupid, where like this like 1.5 year long sting like on a federal level and like the city level were just like city undercover cops selling drugs to like feds.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you guys remember Fast and Furious? That whole thing?
That was all just cops. Cops selling. Well, and it's also turned out that the abduction plot of Michigan's mommy, whatever her name is.
Michigan's mommy.
I forget what her name is.
Gretchen Whitmer. Yeah.
Whitmer, whichever one it is. I'm not from Michigan, so you know, me being able to just remember that Michigan exists is pretty good.
If I'm
but anyways, sorry, I didn't finish my point. The thing about Gretchen Whitmer's like abduction plot is that like most of it was like FBI agents like egging each other on.
So good. It's so good. The police force is just like it's the physical version of something awful.
Yeah.
It's just people copping out on one another.
Yeah.
It's just dragging one another in hell. Goons, and I think that's great.
On goons.
Goon on goon crime.
Goons.
Why didn't anyone ever talk about goon on goon crime?
And one day Joe Biden is going to shoot himself.
Yeah. One day he's going to... Yeah. Those taxes are going to be low, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would be great if like Joe Biden like shot himself, but like right before he like broke his own legs with like one of those collapsible batons.
Well, he was famously the guy that was like, well, don't shoot him in the chest, shoot him in the legs.
Amazing. Yeah. Also, so speaking of violence and our body politic, I haven't seen this thing yet that I keep hearing about from idiots that I don't care about, but I want to see it because I'm pretty sure I know how I actually feel. This Paul Gosar anime clip.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty pretty wild.
Do we have that available? Can we watch that?
We can get that available, and that's probably a good thing because I spent like, 4 or 5 hours putting together all these links for the drone war program, and then like an hour before we had to like start this, I was like, man, I don't have a palate cleanser for all the war crime shit.
because I'm gonna say right now, with the understanding that I have not seen this clip, but from my understanding of the clip and the circumstances, I just think it's very funny.
It is pretty funny.
Like, it's incredible to me. I don't give a shit whose side he's on, ultimately. Like, he's an asshole just because he's an asshole. But if you're on the internet and you're posting clips of, like, you and the people you dislike fighting in an anime, that just sounds like internet shit.
No, that's
like,
great.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah, no, that's some pretty excellent troll stuff.
All I do every day is do that exact same thing, but with dead philosophers. I don't know, like the fact that anyone gives a shit about like anime AOC getting murdered, I guess.
Yeah,
is really kind of silly to me.
An anime effigy.
We do need to start this clip, but before we start, Madison and Harris was president for an hour today while Biden got a colonoscopy, and I think that's beautiful.
First black woman, everything president. Yeah. First intersectional president.
Let's watch some cops abuse each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Of course it's Columbus. Yeah. What else happens in Ohio?
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands.
Could you see if you could turn it up just a little bit on your end, John?
I need to see some ID. Get on the ground.
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
I would just check the audio thing on the far right. Okay.
Yeah, I think
it's not too
good.
Quiet. I can actually turn it up a little.
All right.
We are going to jump scare the audience.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
I'm a federal agent.
Which it's been 30 seconds, and guns are drawn.
Guns are drawn, and he's just telling the guy to get on the ground without any provocation whatsoever. And the guy's like, "I can show you my federal ID," and he's like, "No, you got to get on the ground right now."
Kiss the dirt, pig.
Yeah.
Get on the ground.
This is honestly based.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
Okay, pause real quick. Because
his
he
voice
said
cracking and shit.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? This dude has been here all of like 1 fucking second, and he's like, I don't know, like I could hold up a driver's license at this distance, and he can't tell it from a fucking federal ID at that point. Unless he's got like some kind of like maybe this is RoboCop, and he's got like the fucking zooming lens eye, and he's like, hey, look, man, you can be 500 yards away from me and hold up your ID, and I can see whether or not it's fake.
Also, it looks like this Fed that he's pulling the gun on, he's holding paperwork of some sort.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that is.
Who the fuck just walks around with papers besides Feds? Am I right?
It's the fucking it's the registration you just got from the DMV. He's waiting for it in the mail. God, amazing. Fed crime.
Keep playing this. We won't watch the whole 15 minutes. By
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
On that 10-8. Not getting on the ground.
Well, then stay where you're at.
I'll stay where I'm at.
Fine. Why do you got to make this harder than it is?
Listen, I'm not getting on.
I have no problem making this.
I just want to see if anybody from 3 Precinct can respond as well. You're the one reacting.
Now we're looking inside of his fat cells.
We got to call the a police officer out here doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open.
Okay, get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
Okay, fine. Fine. I think I'm a police officer or something. What the heck's the matter with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground.
I'm not getting
91.7, I'm pulling up.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist. Keep your hands up.
He complains about not being shown the guy's ID when he gets there, and the guy's like, I can grab my ID. No, don't grab that area. Do not grab for your waist. So now we got Piggo Boy number 2 coming into the scene here, and he's just as unhinged as the first guy, despite the fact that this gentleman is not like raising a weapon. Clearly has his arms like extended away from his body, so he's not like reaching for anything. And so, you know, just a real quick point, all that shit that they tell you, like, oh, you gotta like
You just gotta go comply.
you gotta comply, or like, you know, you have to be trained as a civilian to know like what makes a cop suspicious of you or whatever. It's all bullshit. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter whether or not you're complying, whether or not you're a fucking federal agent, or whether or not like you're even showing any signs of aggression, which this gentleman has not shown any signs of aggression. I keep saying gentleman, I'm saying that very tongue in cheek, because fuck the ATF too.
Yeah.
But this guy has not like shown any like signs of aggression
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I mean, cops are just afraid of their own dicks. They whip it out and then they get freaked out.
Like,
and
oh man, who said you could be that small and sad?
But
And so like also if you thought that Pig Boy #1 was squealy and panicky,
oh, dude, I'm excited.
this one is even portlier
no,
and even more panicky.
Yeah.
Have you all seen the 7 Psychopaths?
No.
One of my favorite movies.
I've only seen one Psychopath.
But like it's one of my like kind of guilty pleasures. I don't know why it's guilty, because it's I think a genuinely good movie. But there's a scene where Christopher Walken, he's like lost his wife and shit, and his life is bad, and he's wandering through the desert, and this gangster pulls a shotgun on him, and he says something like, I don't know, get on the ground or whatever, and he just says no.
Yeah.
And the guy says, what do you mean no? And he says, no, I'm not going to do it. And he says, I have a gun. He says, I know that. He says, it doesn't make any sense. He goes, it doesn't have to make sense. And it's just, that's all I can think of here. And it's beautiful. Except I like Walken.
Yeah. Wouldn't want him shot in the face.
I wouldn't necessarily want him shot in the face.
Let's
Is that how this ends?
No.
Damn it!
I wish. Let's roll through some more of this.
Yeah.
Get your hands up!
Sir! Don't argue! Face down! On the ground! Face down! Now! Face down!
You guys are making a big mistake.
Fine, we'll settle that second. Settle that. Face down! Now! All the way down! All the way! All the
You
way!
got my IDs right here, left pocket. Left.
And we're gonna put your arm behind your back,
Wait
sir.
a sec. Do not resist. I'm not resisting. You're acting like a
moron.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Don't do this. Wait a second. I got a medical condition. Get my license out of my pocket.
We're getting you secured.
Please, wait. No, whoa. Hold on. I'm hyperventilating. Please. Wait,
Really
please,
hard
sir.
to feel sorry for this guy, honestly.
No, like
It's surreal, right?
Yeah.
Imagine what would happen if they kneeled on his neck and killed him.
Oh man, yeah.
Right?
I would get a boner immediately. Like I wouldn't even know what happened. I would just be like walking around somewhere and just like, I don't know. My
You would
like,
just sense it.
yeah, my innate senses would just like, oh.
It's just like Shakespeare wrote something new.
And hopefully I wouldn't be at like, I don't know, a meeting or something, because that would get
yeah, you're not like a petting zoo or something.
something about those goats, or maybe a cop died. I don't know.
But that's and I don't know if it's funnier or more poignant, both, if this ATF agent in fact does have a medical condition,
yeah,
and is actually worried that they might murder him by doing this.
I mean, it's telling, isn't it?
Right.
It's
amazing either way. If he's lying, it's funny. If he's being honest, amazing. Sorry, John. God, yeah. It's good.
He's giving up and not resisting.
Yeah.
And they're just brutalizing him. Like,
well, it gets even better.
Yeah.
So let's keep going, because the brutality becomes more policey.
They pepper spray his asshole.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
they
like-
might as well at a certain point.
What what were we saying when we saw that we were drunk when we were watching this? It's like what is it? The snake eating a snake, Ouroboros. It's like a boots fucking like stepping on the necks of boots or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a cop stepping on his own neck.
I want to admit to you, John, by the time we were watching this last week, I was incredibly drunk. So if I made any beautiful metaphors, now would be a time to bring them out, but I don't remember them.
Oh, I take full credit for that one. Because you can't.
I might have to
remember.
meme it. but I'll give you
So I
credit.
definitely said it, and now you're just claiming credit for it. That's cool.
Yeah, no, we can just fight about it.
Let's continue to watch this instead of infighting. Let's watch the cops infight.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Stop resisting.
Would you
now.
please get my ID out of my left pocket?
Stop.
I'm begging you. My wife's please. It's right here.
Resist.
Please
All
get
these
it.
things.
Wait, sir, help me up. Just hold me up. Sir, I can't do it. Wait. Sir,
Stop resisting now.
please help me. Sir, please get my
Get your taser out.
my federal creds.
Get your taser out, Joe.
No, don't do that, please. Sir,
Put your right arm behind your back.
Okay.
Put your right arm behind
help
your
me
back.
up.
now. No.
Help me up.
No, you're gonna stay on the ground and put your right arm behind your back.
Let me breathe. Let me breathe.
You can
I'm
breathe
gonna.
just fine.
I'm gonna. Ow! Don't do that. Okay. Here. My God.
Get him cuffed.
It is cuffed. Please stop.
Get him cuffed.
Please stop, sir. Wait a second.
Taking the
Sir!
fucking taser and like,
Please help me up.
Ohio rules.
I'm gonna go. Is this is Columbus, Ohio? Okay, yeah.
It's Columbus something. I'm assuming Ohio.
John, do you know if it's Columbus, Ohio?
It has to be,
Oh,
right?
uh,
Joey cops tasing
just
agents.
look at
yeah.
the see more on the side there on the post. See up.
But
John has
There's
actually
no-
never used social. No, up opposite of where you went.
There's no up.
You were so close to it. You see where it says follow at the top right?
Oh,
Now,
the Seymour under the
yeah. So down a little bit.
down.
No. Go back.
Yeah. Seymour. No.
Don't hover.
Make that thing appear.
Don't hover over.
Okay. Seymour under the comment.
Yeah.
oh,
Okay, it is Columbus.
oh.
Ohio.
That's
gotta
what you're talking about.
Yes.
Why didn't you just say so?
But I love that he's doing the kettle logic thing too,
Yeah.
where he's just like, my wife's pregnant. I'm actually black. I'm like just fucking like anything he can think of to make him stop.
He's basically trying to scream at them because it's almost like he knows, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Well, exactly.
like,
It's like, oh
yeah.
shit, I did this to someone on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would
He's
suck
like,
if it happened to me.
he's
Well,
like, no,
that's why
I'm a
he's-
human.
Yeah, I'm a human. I have high blood pressure. My dick is weird. I'm black. I'm stupid. Which are not the same.
No. You're not saying that.
Thank you.
Nobody thought that.
Nobody did. No,
But
no.
you did bring that up.
I'm
so that's-
protecting.
Yeah.
No, that's why this guy is
I
so
just-
fucking frantic because he knows like how this ends up for a lot of people because he's on the other side of it so often.
Right.
And now he's found himself on the wrong side of like the fucking massive horrible state institution of murder, and he's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be one of those guys that dies now.
It's the Department
I don't feel any like sympathy for him whatsoever because once you become a cop, I think you lose your rights as a human.
Yeah, I mean, once
I mean,
you
human
end up-
rights are a lie, anyways. let's say.
Right. Once you end up joining the Department of Alcohol, tasers, and like face planting,
Mhm.
eventually it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm very fun.
When the statistic of like 40% of police wives are the subject of domestic violence doesn't turn you away from the job, you just like, oh okay, yeah, you're just part of that now.
Look, Lindsay, I've heard a lot of bad things about Ohio, but this is the only thing I've ever seen come from there. So I think Ohio is based.
Ian Spectral Way says, I fought the law and the law won. I fought for the law and the law won.
I
Is
was
actually-
the law and the law
Yeah.
won. I was the law and the...
Let's roll a little bit more of this because it only gets funnier from here.
Oh man.
Please, I'm a federal agent. My God, my gun, my
You have
pistol.
no idea what you are, acting the way you are.
Sir,
Who the heck do you think you are, acting like
nobody. I wanted
keep
you to see
saying
my
it.
goddamn creds. The lady was freaking out, for Christ's sake.
Your chopper work too.
Oh. Sir, please. Please. My God.
That, and he is like a nerdy Fed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's
And-
just like a guy in like a polo shirt. Like he's
And-
obviously a Fed.
Right. And you know, it's this is something I really love about cops, in the sense that I hate it, but it's very funny.
Yeah.
But it's this tendency to like, it's I don't know what I would term it as, but it's like the horror movie door syndrome, where when someone says, "Hey, check my wallet," or "Please do this thing which will like simplify the situation," they need to complicate it because it's so scary to like open up his wallet.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like, "Please just look at my documents." It's like, no, we need to keep tasing you because as soon as I do that, the game is over and I'm fucked.
Well, I assume in the back of every cop's mind, and especially in this situation, they're like, oh shit, this guy might be a Fed. And once I open up his wallet, like I'm gonna find out like whether or not I'm fucked or like okay.
Yeah. Well, it's that sitting in the back of the mind right next to, oh man, this guy reminds me of my dad. I'd better like fucking.
My dad wore glasses and also arrested black people.
Yeah. Cops only become cops to follow their fathers to make up for all the crimes that they did by doing more crime.
Well, you know what you got to do is there's a couple of bad eggs.
Yeah. And
so what you have to do is you have to join the crew that has a couple of bad eggs in it, and you got to be a good egg. And that works every time is being a good egg.
Yeah. And
you don't end up like, I don't know, maybe corralled into like a cabin in California somewhere with hundreds of federal and police agents.
And yet
like,
you're somehow still entirely uncornerable.
Yeah, you can't corner this kind of person because they're
you can't corner.
No, don't give it away. Don't give it away. If people get the reference, they get the reference. Let's watch just a little bit more of this.
All right.
Sir!
Oh, roll over. Sit up.
It's in my goddamn.
Sit up.
Showed her my
Sit up.
creds.
Let him sit up.
I showed her my goddamn creds, for Christ's sake. Right there, left pocket. Left pocket, cargo pocket. Please take it out.
Don't try and
Guys,
sit up.
I get it. I fucking get it.
Then you should have behaved the way you
act the way you did.
I wanted you to see my creds, for
Now they're
Christ's sake.
scolding him.
My God, I'm here to fucking talk.
No, you're the one that's in the wrong.
Sir.
You know if you have interaction with the police, you obey commands.
Sir, I was trying to.
No, you didn't obey the command.
Sir, I'm with you guys, for Christ's sake. I'm a fucking federal agent.
Who's your supervisor? What's his name? What's your supervisor's name?
Hang on a second. The sack.
You know they're shitting themselves now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course they
on
are.
their legs.
Yeah, but it's just like are they just like dogs, like like Pavlov's attack dogs or something?
Yes.
Well, see, here's the thing is they have competing levels of oppression, right? Like they're technically kind of the same rank of oppressor. But there's the understanding that the oppressor that's wearing the uniform all the time has like this implicit right to just tell you whatever they want to tell you to do.
Right.
And if you don't respond to that, then you're now like on the outside of the oppressor circle. And so they're scolding this guy because, well, you're an ATF agent. You should know better than to resist us. We kill people.
Well, also cops, like, if anyone is the natural predator of cops, ironically, it is the ATF. Because,
they always bust the cops.
Right, exactly. Like, imagine, let's do an empathy exercise. Right?
I can't.
Where close your eyes and imagine you're a police officer. You've had a really rough day of pointing guns at people, and you spit your dip into the cup, and you start heading home, and you head to the bar first because it's just what you got to meet with your buddies a little bit, you got to let off some steam, and then you head home, and 60% of your body beats your wife, right? So just imagine all those things, and you know what? The ATF makes it harder to do all of those things.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, I mean, I can see why this is happening.
Yeah. Keep going just a little bit further. I think 6 minutes is when like more cops than God himself would need.
Really? There's more. Of course there is. Why am I surprised?
It's currently John McPherson, who's on his way out to retire, who will soon be rolling.
I took the mag out.
My God.
My God!
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Stand up.
I'm
Stand
not
up.
trying to be ashamed of myself.
Come out and sit in the back of the cruiser.
Say, let me see
Get in the car.
creds.
Get in the car.
Sir, please.
You have to sit in the back of the cruiser.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They've
Sir,
seen
I'm
like
just
most
trying
of
to
his
put my
creds.
goddamn-
He has even more creds than they've seen so far. But yeah, they're still gonna go through with the arrest because God, they
You go in the box.
And it shouldn't be surprising, and it's not surprising, but it's so
no, it's
funny.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, they can't help themselves. Like they have to have like shit their pants by now.
And mind you,
know?
this whole video is 15 minutes long, right?
Yeah.
And it is heavily edited to save time.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So
Yeah.
keep rolling it, John.
Get in the car. Why would you make us do this?
I didn't
Why
want
would
to.
you
I
make
wanted
us
to.
do
Wait,
this?
Hold on, I'm knocking the door.
Relax.
Hold him.
Hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
We'll
wait,
talk
Punch your
later.
sibling.
Sir, wait,
You had
And they
your
start
chance.
crying. It's
No,
like,
I was trying to give you my
Yeah.
do-rags. You didn't let me show
You
them
never
to you.
once tried.
I did.
Get
Wait,
in there. Have a seat.
Wait, wait,
Now!
Have a seat.
please, wait, I gotta breathe.
Okay,
Please,
you
sir,
can-
let
you
me
can
breathe.
sit down and breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get
No,
your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
9170. We
I
have
need
a
air.
squad rolling. This guy's claiming
sir,
he's having
please,
breathing
call an
problems.
ambulance. I'm asking
I
for
just
an
did.
ambulance.
Got a
2
medic
seconds
coming.
ago.
Get in the car.
Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't blow.
You just said call an ambulance. We don't need a medic.
No, you don't want one.
Get all the way in the car. Get all
Sir,
the way
I
in.
can't.
I'm sorry.
What?
A Fed saying I can't breathe is the best fucking thing in the world.
Yeah. you know, they made the right-wing weirdos made those those I can't breathe shirts to like fucking, I don't know, be craven
Oh, jeez.
insane assholes about the George Floyd thing.
They need a mural of this.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I want to do is I want a picture of this Fed guy saying I can't breathe.
Hey, Mike, you know what we do? We have a podcast and we sell T-shirts
We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
technically sell T-shirts. We
at
have
cost.
we have designs up on a site called Teespring.
Right. Okay. We give away T-shirts as long as you pay someone else to print them.
I won't lie. Actually, I do make a slight profit.
You,
off
you
of
make
it.
like 50 cents a shirt. And
Yeah,
so
it's very
yeah.
minimal.
but we can make this happen.
Okay.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
I mean, that needs to happen.
Yeah, let's
God has spoken to us.
let's have
here
some people
today.
talk to some people and
All right,
maybe
I'll have my
maybe
people talk
yeah,
to your
we'll-
people, and then they'll shoot at each other and taste one another in the asshole and stuff.
we'll work on that. So go ahead and
Also-
skip ahead just a little bit, John.
Oh, I don't know. It's so.
Yeah, I
cool.
mean he's literally got like the I'm a pig cop like face and sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but they're like twins, the two fucking Columbus
Yeah,
fucking
of course they
cops.
Yeah, I mean, epigenetically speaking,
Yeah.
being a police officer turns you into one of these people.
Yeah. They are like video game NPCs.
Yeah, I'm a cop phrenologist.
I was gonna say we're once again doing left wing phrenology. Skip ahead like a minute or so.
No.
And then yeah, so I think right
Look
here.
how proud that fucker looks.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, go ahead and play
Oh,
it.
big boy.
Secure in your vehicle. Secure the gun in your vehicle.
Please call my supervisor. Please call John McPherson.
We have our supervisor on the way. We'll let him handle it.
There's a fucking helicopter.
Yeah,
Incredible.
no, skip ahead to like another minute, I think. I just want to show people like how many fucking cops end up having to like respond.
There's
to
a
this.
fucking helicopter.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
good.
there's so much money going on here, which money isn't real, but also
Yeah.
materials
Well,
are.
they're trying to
didn't-
arrest 007
So-
right now.
Yeah.
So
So
My God, that's Jason Bourne.
so this Fed probably made a shit ton of overtime too. Like this is so fucking expensive. Helicopters, Fed overtime. I
Yeah.
bet you got paid to be in jail.
Hell yeah, he did.
Yeah.
No.
Oh god, I love the amount of plastering over that's happening here. Just like imagine how panicked you felt like when you were a kid and you made some fucking mistake and you were like too scared to admit that you fucked up, and so you do more and more to like hide it, and then eventually it's just this asinine issue that explodes in your face, and how panicked you are as that happens.
This is literally mom found the pee drawer.
Yes, exactly, exactly. This ATF agent is the piss drawer.
Yeah.
I love knowing exactly how the characters in this beautiful piece of cinema are feeling.
Yeah.
It's because they're all children with guns.
Yep.
So good.
So go ahead and play it. I just want a good shot of like how many cops end up here.
Yeah.
So there's another one. There's another one off in the distance.
Is this guy here outside the whole time?
I think so. We had to get him as a witness.
Yeah. Hey, sir, I'm going to need you to hang around for a little bit.
You saw everything, right? Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm just putting this stuff on your hood.
That's fine.
Show us your ID before we
Whenever
shoot
the
you.
sergeant gets here, we'll call his supervisor.
Look, I'm on the other hand. I'm not talking any.
It's just annoying. Dude, you saw how he was. He wouldn't
I know.
lie.
Trying to justify it to themselves now.
Yeah.
There's like 2 more police vehicles there now.
So there's
And
like
then
10 cops around, probably.
Well, by
Two per
the
vehicle?
time this ends, there's like, I don't know, 6 fucking cops and like one of them is a sergeant trying to figure out like, what do we do? But let's not dwell on this too long because we have to move on to war crimes.
Sergeant has to be my favorite gender of like person who was just motivated enough to like do a little bit of something, like both in the military and the police force,
for sure.
But still could not accomplish anything in their lives, and so they're just like stuck there forever. And I love that.
It's based off of the Call of Duty kill system.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah, when you see somebody who's stuck at the sergeant rank, really what that means is they don't have the stomach to keep on killing.
Right.
That's not true.
When do you, how many people do you have to kill or not kill to get to like gunnery sergeant?
I haven't done the math on that.
Okay,
honestly.
let me know.
I only made it to corporal in the Marines. So.
But see, I think that's a sign of character, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to make it beyond that or not reach that.
Mhm.
Like once you hit sergeant, there might be issues.
Yeah. Once I stomped my first puppy, I was like, I don't know if this is for me anymore.
Right.
So that's where I gave up.
John, what was your final rank?
He was also a corporal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'm among good people.
When I got out, sergeant, I was actually supposed to become a sergeant, but sergeant was locked out.
Yeah.
So I did actually do the killing necessary to get there. I just
but
wasn't
then you
awarded
dodged some
it.
bullets, as it were.
Yeah.
Let's speaking of dodging bullets, let's go to drone warfare.
Nice segue I set up for you.
I don't think you meant to do that.
God damn you.
I think I'm forcing things here. How does it end? Did he go to jail?
Everyone in that video is dead now.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was earlier in this year, I believe. So everyone is in fact dead from coronavirus.
Exactly.
Which is a happy ending because they were all cops.
Yeah, they're laying in a pile of dead firefighters currently.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he goes to jail. They end up like finding he had around his neck on like a lanyard, like his actual like legit like he had credentials all over his fucking person, of course, because he's a federal agent and that's just how they fucking work. But he had on his lanyard like his actual like honest to God like this is my federal ID. And they pull it out and they're like, why didn't you just show us that? And he's like, I wanted to show you my ID for like an hour now.
Wouldn't let me move my hands.
Basically how that ends. Pretty fucking cool.
I think if you track it, I think it was 7 seconds before the cop had his gun out.
Yeah, no.
And
He steps out of the car and his fucking gun's at the ready.
Yeah, he yelled like 4 fucking commands. Like even a trained cop, fucking a trained boot can't fucking keep up.
Right. I missed it because it happened so quickly. Why I mean the answer is also because there was no reason, but Why did they pull the gun in the first fucking place?
So the reason they were called was they were the ATF agent was doing like ATF agent stuff. Some lady that he was trying to cite or whatever, deliver papers to, thought that he was impersonating an officer, so she freaked out. Yeah, it's funnier, right?
Just everyone in your life thinks you're a fake.
Yeah.
Just every person on the street like looks at you and is like,
You're not real.
So a lady freaked out, called the cops because she thought that he was impersonating an officer. The cops arrive on scene to confront somebody who's impersonating an officer, and instead of like acting rationally, like, hey,
refuses to look at his identification.
yeah, instead of like the basic step of like, I don't
So
know
good.
every single fucking cop in Columbus, Ohio,
Right.
and what they're doing right now. I don't know if you've ever worked for a large organization, but I've worked for a couple of large organizations, and you know, if somebody says, "Hey, I belong to large organization," I don't immediately say, "No, you don't." I go, "Oh yeah, it's probable that you do belong to large organization
Right.
because large organization is large organization and has a lot of members in it."
Yeah.
So skipping like all the logical steps that you might take, this fucking cop, I think, just had it in his head like, there's some motherfucker out here pretending to be one of me, and I gotta stop him.
Yeah. Every time I want to check to see if something is real or not, I make sure to
You
shoot
point a gun
before
at
I
it.
can tell.
Yeah.
Before I can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
So good.
So, John, if you could accept or reject all cookies so this page could normalize its colors. Thank you very much. So this is a brief history of drones, and I gotta say that this is a little bit dubious because it claims that the first pilotless vehicles were developed in the First World War, where I guess it could kind of be a vehicle, but really it was just kind of like a bomb that they were able to control with a radio.
Yeah. I mean, it's endemic to this type of writing, right? Where it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm gonna do like a cute little way to introduce this in a way
Yeah.
that like really stretches the topic.
It could be argued. I've
Yeah.
seen other things where there was some war in like Bavaria or some shit like
Right.
that where they used balloons that had explosives on them.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like that's
exactly.
not you can't control the fucking wind, and that's how you control a balloon. So
Did
that's
you
not
know
really
that they had tanks in the Ice Age?
they did,
Because
yeah.
They strapped a woolly mammoth to a woolly mammoth. Yeah.
By strap they mean they just watched two woolly mammoths fuck, and,
Yeah, and they rode on the
they
back.
cowered underneath
Yeah.
them. No, it's
Oh.
a shield. It's a tank.
Yeah.
Um,
Those giant genital slapping.
You know, I think it's actually a good personality test.
Okay.
Like asking person, hey, is a tank a giant shield or a giant gun?
Giant gun.
Because I think of it as a giant gun.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a giant gun
which
because
is-
a lot of early tanks were actually like
Right.
really fucking bad at like taking shots.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying like that's why you ride on top of the fucking
Yeah.
elephants instead of
I would say
hiding beneath them.
a tank is just a piece of artillery with wheels on it. Is
Yeah.
really all it is.
Yeah, it's artillery you can use as a house. All right.
In this
now that
tank-
we've done what they do.
In this tank, we live, we laugh, and we love. just
Yeah.
like really kitschy decorations all over the inside of your World War One battle tank.
In this take, Black Lives Matter. Fucking mustard gas is poison.
And
Science is real. The Germans are okay, but we're opposed to them right now.
And the Jews were behind the Black Hand.
Oh man.
So what's
Yes,
this idiot saying about drones and the Kettering bug?
So let's scroll down a little bit slowly, John. We'll kind of just
Whoa.
touch on some things. So reconnaissance UAVs were first deployed on a large scale in the Vietnam War. This is where like actual drone usage is starting to come into forefront of warfare, I
The
guess.
Vietnam thing, they're talking about like taking enough acid that you see yourself in the third person.
yeah. They're talking about astrally projecting yourself above the battlefield.
Maybe.
The
men who stare at mammals.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling down. There's gonna be some pictures that'll come up, and those are nicer to look at. So this is like a really early, like radio controlled, like basically an RC plane, but bigger. That was made in 1917. Keep going down.
My favorite thing about things that were built in like the early 20th century, outside of like their size, is that I'm convinced I could build any of them.
Oh yeah,
like
no.
I could just do that. In my
nowadays, any of us could probably build that, and that's that's maybe a testament to the progression of like general education, but also
something accelerationism, something I'm gonna
like,
build a horse.
We're gonna make things worse all the time, and now we have like, and I'm not saying anybody should do this, FBI agent that's watching, but basically anybody can make a fucking bomb now, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't always the case. So we have the Queen Bee. We have Winston Churchill standing in front of this thing.
Where is Beyonce in this picture?
Beyonce is actually the plane.
Oh, she's got her wings going.
Yeah,
okay.
This is early on in her career.
It's a eyeliner thing, right?
She's still a part of Destiny's Child at this point.
Damn. Throwback.
Throwback
to 1912.
Manifest Destiny's Child.
Yeah, we got a few memes we gotta make after this.
So
Manifest Destiny.
That's gonna be a horrible meme.
I'm sure there's a picture of all the people from Destiny's Child dressed up as Indian.
Well,
there has to be.
Well, it's just never mind.
No, please. Now you have to.
I was gonna say it's all the members of Destiny's Child in blackface.
Excellent.
Because they're all rich, and once you become rich, you're no longer part of the class struggle. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit more.
Class Reductionist Podcast.com.
Oh yeah. So now we have. This is in 1946. We have remote-controlled B-17s. They don't make it to the war in earnest because the radio technology wasn't good, but you could like fly them around in a tight circle, using like relay stations, and that's why it never made it to the war front, because you don't have relay stations in like the war front.
Right. If this should happen today with the amount of trust that we have in technology, we would wait to start bombing places until we were able to build relay stations behind enemy lines.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That's something that I admire about this period, where they're like, we're gonna try insane shit, and it's not gonna work, and so we're gonna try something else weird. Whereas if this shit happened now, it'd be like, all right, it's the thing. It's the thing. Everyone tells me it's the thing. I heard some consultants, they say we gotta use the B-17. So you gotta build this shit out there, and then we'd all be speaking, I don't know.
Well, right now they all speak in transatlantic, so they're like, we've all got the plane, and what we have to do with the plane is we have to make it radio controlled. Radio waves are the wave of the future.
Dude, the transatlantic accent's so good.
Yeah, it really is.
It's fucking wonderful. I listen to Buckley like every time I try to go to.
Oh man, that's
because I'm trying to turn myself into like a normal American. And also maybe a pedophile. He was probably a pedophile.
He was probably a pedophile.
Have you heard about that stuff?
No, I haven't. But I just have like that feeling from him, that vibe, you know?
It sucks because like he's genuinely really fun to watch, I think.
For sure, yeah.
Like I really think he's fun. But yeah, he would go on boats with like young men and like strip down. And like, which is like normal-ish, because like swimming.
Listen here, boys.
But like,
we're out in the bush now, and what you do in the bush is you return to your primal state.
Well, you
show me your butthole.
Well, you know he's doing something Greco-Roman.
Yeah,
where it's just like, we're gonna show exactly how strong we are, young men. I'm sure you're so much stronger than I am, an old mule. And then they just fuck him. They fuck him on the boat.
Yeah.
And then he sells him out on live TV.
That is true.
That's-
I've heard about that.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
my last Buckley thing.
Yeah. We
have-
barely touched the drone thing.
Yeah, I know. I just don't
Wait.
want to. Anyway, but have you seen his interview with Gore Vidal?
I have not. no.
It's so fucking funny because what ends up happening is Vidal ends up calling him a crypto fascist, which yeah, kinda, right? And Buckley ends up responding with, "Look here, you fucking queer! I'll punch you in the mouth if you say that to me again." Like
Yeah.
on live TV.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Which
It's
is what
so
a crypto
weird.
fascist wouldn't say.
Yeah, he would not slur a man and threaten him with violence.
Yeah.
Dude, all of his interviews with people, fucking, oh god, Dennis Leary and shit, or Ginsburg, hysterical.
Yeah.
We need to have a resurgence of people watching fucking like so funny. Anyway,
Lindsay
done.
asks, "Why are y'all so good at that accent, though?" The transatlantic is it's
yeah, that suck my balls.
it's a cornerstone of American like English development, I think.
Yeah, no, it
you
is.
have to know it. You have to know how to speak it, and really all it is like you just draw everything into like the back of your nasal cavity. So it's pretty easy to do, and it's pretty replicable. And there's like, I don't know, 15 years of like media where that's all it is. So if you've
longer
ever,
than that.
well,
Well,
15
no.
to 20 years probably,
Longer
30
than that,
years.
I think.
Look,
I
whatever.
want to say like
I'm saying like
I-
exclusively just that.
I think Buckley was the dying end of it, where like he was anachronistic. Well, that's not exactly how the word works.
Well,
but-
and also
but
to be
I
fair,
want to say like 50, 60 years.
maybe
like
you
half
might
a
be right.
century,
And,
yeah.
and part of the reason
I don't
is
know shit
that
about language.
part of the reason is that the recording technology at the
Yes.
time couldn't like really catch like deeper notes.
Yeah, that's part of it.
So everybody was speaking in this higher nasally kind of tone.
But also my favorite part of this, and you are totally right in that. But also the transatlantic accent, and the reason that Americans can do it well, and Bostonians, like New Englanders in general, like do it really well.
Bostonians are still speaking it.
Pretty much, yeah. And British people don't, is because this is class oriented, because the upper class in America wanted to speak a version of English that was similar to British English but still its own.
Yep.
And the British English were just like, okay, I guess we'll do something kind of like you so we can like reach out. And so the British just can't fucking do a transatlantic accent
That is true.
because it's not part of their like shameful like Mordian DNA.
and let's not like put the British up on a pedestal here.
No, they're
they
just
have
assholes for doing
they
that.
have such guttural fucking accents over there. It's just incredible.
Dude, I love the fact that it's British English is so bizarre because when you American English in like the Southeast, you'll actually find accents that are older than British accents.
Yeah.
It's a really weird phenomena. But the British accents, some of them have gone so far as to like do this weird loop where they like return to speaking like pirates. Where it's just like, we just weren't evolving and you came to like meet us again. Also, fun fact, last thing is that the best way to speak early modern English, we're talking like Shakespeare English, isn't doing the posh English accent. It's doing a pirate fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way you do the early modern English. And that is so funny to me. So that if you actually want to pronounce and understand a lot of Shakespeare's jokes and stuff, you actually have to speak it in a fucking pirate accent rather than this like dumbass posh thing. And that I think is beautiful.
That is beautiful. Scroll down to the next iteration of the drone program. So
I just switched whiskeys and this one's way harsher.
oh yeah.
Sorry,
Got
go
the
on.
vodka there too.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well,
I went from the whiskey to the vodka, and now I'm the first Canberra UMK-10 jet plane, which was to be used as a pilotless drone aircraft in the Sea Slug guided missile trials. I really just wanted to use the word Sea Slug in there.
You know what a Canberra is?
No, I don't.
It's a capybara if there's just one
That's
of them.
face.
It is face. Yeah.
Fake.
Sorry.
I meant to say.
Why are we doing this whole thing?
Oh,
I feel like this is an extension of the joke.
No. We're just kind of going through like the basic history of the drone.
All the
stuff.
dumb versions of drones that we had before we made our drone that is still like 99% effective.
So this is the surveillance drone that we're looking at now. Keep going down. We'll accelerate this. This I don't think is a drone because it's really just like a rocket that takes pictures before it dies.
Yeah.
It still blows up though, right?
What's that?
I'm guessing it still blows up.
No, I don't think it blows up.
No?
It
would be so funny if it still blew up.
It's just not a GoPro slapped to a missile.
It's a GoPro slapped to a missile, but the missile doesn't blow up.
So it's a GoPro attached to a aerodynamic weight.
Yeah, basically. Keep going. This is again, I don't think that, yeah. So this is where we like start to get to like the modern conception of what a drone is. And this is the Gulf War, 1991. It says this picture is taken.
Fun fact.
And this
never happened.
The Gulf War is actually the fakest war that ever did not happen or happened to some extent. And so this drone can be piloted. It can like you can take pictures with it, and then it returns to base most of the time. And this is where we really start to like get into like the early precursors of what the drone program really is. So let's skip ahead a couple of years because you might think that Bush like really had a robust drone program.
But it gets more robust each time, right?
No.
No.
The drone program under Bush was actually incredibly sparse because they did not trust it as like a way of fighting.
Yeah, I mean,
war.
Obama's the drone president, but even then, like, Trump advanced on it. So that's what I'm saying, right?
We'll get into that over time.
Okay.
But I'm talking about where the start of the drone program really happens.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Bush,
LBJ.
did a very limited drone program because they didn't really trust in it. The technology was a little bit sketchy at the time. Also, to be fair,
still is.
Well, it's sketchy in different ways
the
now.
intel that's sketchy now.
Yeah. But so let's go to this next link where we have Barack Obama defending the drone war program that he has drastically increased from the Bush era.
Dude, I miss Obama.
I don't remember what the exact estimate is, but like, and it'll be further on in the links. We'll see like a comparison, I think, between the Bush years and the Obama years, and it's like thousands of percents increase. But here's Obama defending the drone program.
Hell yeah, no boots on the ground.
Simply put, these strikes have saved lives.
Boom.
Moreover, America's actions are legal. We were attacked on 9/11. Within a week, Congress overwhelmingly authorized the use of force. Under domestic law and international law, the United States is at war with Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and their associated forces.
Including Iraq.
We are at war with an organization that right now would kill as many Americans as they could if we did not stop them first.
Any place where they're
This
manufacturing
is a just war.
aspirin?
A war waged proportionally, in last resort, and in self-defense. America does not take strikes when we have the ability to capture individual terrorists. Our preference is always to detain, interrogate, and prosecute them.
We'd rather torture them.
America cannot take strikes wherever we choose. Our actions are bound by consultations with partners and respect for state sovereignty.
Let's pause it
yeah.
right there real quick because there's a couple of things I need to touch on.
It looks real bad when we torture school children to death, so we decide to bomb them instead.
So the first thing is that Obama claims that these drone strikes we're doing are proportional to the attack that we suffered on 9/11.
Yeah, what are the numbers on that? I imagine you have.
We'll get into the numbers later.
Oh Lord.
I just want to like put some pins in some things right
okay.
now. We're doing the whole like you got a map, you got the red push pins, and you got the red string that and it's all gonna go all over the
wind
place.
A yarn for us.
So he first off, claims that they're proportional. He also claims that they're limited to a certain area of operations, which we might find out later is not true.
Not true at all. Also, yeah, just for people who can see the screen right now, and people who don't, I'll just read it. Force feeding is torture. If anyone doesn't remember what that's referring to because you're not ancient like we are, when Guantanamo prisoners were refusing to eat, when they were performing a hunger strike, and in civilized countries, what generally ends up happening is eventually they either cave or the people that are holding them do some kind of concession, as in other strikes.
Yep.
But in the U.S., we have a tradition of jamming tubes up people's asses and pouring pureed food into them.
Yeah, when they hunger strike, we force feed them.
Yeah.
Because technically you can still eat through your butthole.
Yeah.
So South Park is right about a few things. Yeah. So just fun reminder there. Also, the thing I wanted to kind of point out about what Obama was saying is this amazing thing, and you can't understand exactly how poignant it is unless you were alive and aware during like the beginning of the Iraq War in Afghanistan and all of this shit. When he says they're legal,
we're gonna get into that as well.
What a fucking meaningless thing to say. But the reason that he has to say that is because back then they were constantly talking about this is an illegal war, not because of fucking like international law, which of course is still something that's occurring, but because you need an act of Congress, technically, even though government doesn't fucking exist. It's not real. We just decide, power decides it's going to do whatever power it does. And so there was this question about like whether or not our wars were wars and whether or not like it's actually, we didn't call it a war, so it's still legal, all this kind of shit, all this amazing semantic bullshit that happened during the Bush years.
You are skipping quite ahead into what we have planned here.
Yeah.
Or what I have planned here.
Yeah. So just
which is good because
phenomenal.
Because it is a good thing to point out. Because you did lead me to the third thing that I wanted to say about all this is that Obama claims it's legal.
What a dumb like the thing that you said half jokingly before, human rights don't exist. They don't.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't joking.
No,
that came from a place.
Yeah. But it comes from the same place where it's like this is legal. No, I'm glad you can legally murder families. That's very cool. That's very nice.
Let's roll the rest of this, and then we have a couple years later Obama in the next clip.
America does not take strikes to punish individuals. We act against terrorists who pose a continuing and imminent threat to the American people.
Sorry, one really quick pause again.
Remember,
did anyone believe that?
No.
Also,
I don't think so.
Especially in a liberal society where like we're supposed to believe that like individuals are like the central component in all things, right?
I think the liberals probably,
which is funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, Obama is one of the highest rated presidents we've had in recent history, right? So
I mean, to be fair, look at all of them.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but
That's why I started to falter for a second, because I was
Yeah.
like, oh man,
like,
all
oh,
the
God, who are we
presidents have
comparing
been
him to?
horrible.
Yeah, it's but this idea that you're living in a society where we live in a society where everything is atomized and liberalized, and so everyone is kind of out to prove themselves or compete or just be their own person, and you can commit any kind of judicial or extrajudicial action that is independent of the individual or the individual.
Yep.
Is an insane statement that shows either intense interest in lying or in not understanding your own ideology. Just want to say that.
I think it's a lot of both.
It is both. Yeah.
Go ahead and finish this up, John.
I'm not here to punish. Fuck you.
Remember that the terrorists we are after target civilians, and the death toll from their acts of terrorism against Muslims dwarfs any estimate of civilian casualties from drone strikes.
Is he a determinist?
So doing nothing's not an option.
Wait, did he just tell the truth?
Just roll it out. We'll talk about it in a second. All right, so Obama makes a pretty interesting claim there.
Please stop this before it plays John Oliver. Please close this.
Oh,
Fuck you,
John!
Oh, we're demonetized.
man. We just got copyright.
Yeah, you have one
struck.
job, John.
And we deserve it, honestly, because any person that is responsible for more John Oliver playing on YouTube should be shot.
John, the producer, shot on account of John.
More like
Oliver.
shot Oliver.
So Obama makes it. Just go ahead and go to the next thumbnail. Yeah, we won't play it yet. So another interesting claim there, which is that the terrorists actually kill more people than we do. The civilian casualties on our side are less than the radicalized maniacs that we're fighting, so we're actually the good guys.
My wife beats off more men than I beat her.
Exactly.
Also, I love that the chat has gone silent since we've started talking about how much we hate Obama. Like,
yeah, well, it's because they're all Obama-ites.
They're libs.
Yeah.
You're all libs. Eventually, at some point in each of these podcasts, we will start becoming competitive with you.
Yeah.
It's the rule.
We have no choice but to become adversaries.
It's part of the contract. It is. It is. HR lady constantly comes in and says, "You're not being mean enough to the people who listen to this."
Well,
rad lib idiots. Listen to podcasts instead of doing fucking action.
Violence sells, and it's a
exactly.
Friday night, and
I'm
who
gonna
the
beat
fuck
you
is
all
listening
up.
to us?
I just beat you all up.
Verbally, mentally, emotionally.
Also, I'm not sure when Nicholas Anderson, by the way, shout out Stone Seppuku, who just said a word. Shout out to you and your Virilio moment thing. I'm not sure what you're referencing, but I'm sure it probably has to do with the fact that drones are inventing their own faults.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. The car invents the car crash, etc. But hell yeah, Virilio rules.
Let's play Obama a couple years after his "what we're doing is legal and it saves lives and you're wrong if you criticize it because the terrorists are bad and everything we're doing is good."
It was legal, but I've been reading Speed and Politics, and I'm beginning to believe that we should just be building bunkers underground.
Listen, folks, have you heard of this gentleman named Nick Land? Please play the clip.
Yeah. HC, I mean, it's cool.
There
dude.
have
We've
to
all
be
been
some
there.
guardrails, and what we've had to do on things like drones or the NSA or a number of the tools that we use to penetrate terrorist networks. What we've had to do is to build this, the guardrails internally, essentially set up a whole series of processes to guard against government overreach, to reform some practice.
Sorry, this is a really minor thing, but don't trust anyone who has the education that he has that says processes.
Yes. No.
Thank you.
Processes are code word for we're doing everything we can to like sanitize the horror of what we're doing.
No, I'm being a grammarian.
Oh, okay.
Which I never am, but here it bothers me.
I'm still right about what I said.
You are correct.
Yeah. Keep playing it, John.
Practices that I thought over time would threaten civil liberties. There are some critics on the left who would argue we haven't gone far enough on that. I would argue that we've gotten it about right, although I'm the first one to admit that.
I'm sorry, John, could you rewind it like 20 seconds? I want to hear that again. That's amazing. Like 20, 30, whatever. Yeah, there.
Right about that.
Perfect.
I would argue that we've gotten it about right, although I'm the first
need
one.
more.
Yeah,
significantly more.
towards
his foot. Yep.
I thought over time would threaten civil liberties. There are some critics on the left who would argue.
Oh, again, not far enough. Sorry, could you go back to that chair leg, the far left chair leg, or
the
towards the
NSA,
beginning.
or a number of the tools that we use to penetrate terrorist networks. What we've had to do is to build this, the guardrails internally, essentially set up a whole series of processes to guard against government overreach, to reform some practices.
But how do you, guardrails are barriers, right?
Yeah.
How can a barrier keep you within something if the barriers are within yourself?
Ooh.
Or is it that they don't exist?
Well, it's yes, but no. I mean, so I think he is so close to being right.
He's very close.
Like
to being
he's
right.
tantalizingly close to understanding how all this technology violence works. And Obama obviously didn't read Whitehead. Thank you. Shout out Egg Boy. Thank you. God bless.
We also have to note that this is literally 3 years later, and Obama looks like he's aged 20 years.
Yeah, but how many times are you able to get called the N-word before you age?
I've been called the N-word a lot because I was on 4chan for a little while.
That's true. It's weird. Even I was called that.
Yeah, and I played the video game Halo.
Oh man, I never did that much.
So I've been called the N-word probably more than Obama has.
I just want you to envision this, and I'm sorry, I've been playing so much Dark Souls. I'm trying to play all the games before Elden Ring
Darkness
comes out.
ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, is that imagine how fucked that game would be if they allowed you to type in your own words. Yeah. Or if they just included in their pre-written soapstone things the N-word.
Well,
everyone would use it.
That's why Miyazaki is probably a genius, because he
didn't allow the N-word.
Well, no, he didn't allow people to just put their own words into it.
Yeah, because oh my god, imagine that game if that was the case. It would just every cave wall, every tile would be covered in the N-word. Dicks and N-words. Yeah. There's already I'm playing DS3, and they give you a little bit more freedom as to what you write than in 1, and half of the comments I see are about how women are whores. It's incredible. It's oh yeah, it's
great game though.
Very good game. I still think I prefer the first one, but it is an amazing game. Yeah.
All right, John, can we roll this?
Before we do this.
I thought over time would threaten civil liberties. There are some critics on the left who would argue we haven't gone far enough on that. I would argue that we've gotten it about right, although I'm the first one to admit that we didn't get it all right on day one.
Pause.
There were times where...
Really quick, he's saying that we got it right in terms of having enough guardrails to stop us from having any kind of systemic issues, while he literally has a list sitting on his desk where he can sign off on murdering anyone he wants.
Yeah, we'll also go into that.
Yeah,
of course we will. Yeah, but just a note for everyone,
because his guardrails are where he can't see them.
Yeah, his guardrails are a legal process which exists outside of the law, because it turns out, oh man, this is kind of like spoilers for later on, but it turns out when you have something that like doesn't have specific laws written about it, like let's say you invent a new drug, right?
Mhm.
And this new drug, maybe you find a way to synthesize hops into something that's intoxicating. I don't know, never been heard of before. Nobody knows what to really do with this, because is it really harming anybody? Is it really like a dangerous thing that we need to like prohibit or regulate? And so a lot of what the drone program ends up being is, we don't know what to do with this technology legally, and since it doesn't have like any legal precedence around it, it's not illegal.
Yeah.
So therefore it is legal.
Yeah, it's why I'm constantly able to try new research chemicals and never taper off of benzos.
Yes.
Yeah.
which you take a lot of. Can we, or do you have something else?
No, it's okay.
All right. Let's continue.
For example, with respect to drones, that I had to kind of stop the system for a second and say, you know what, we're getting too comfortable with our ability to take kinetic strikes
pause right
around
there.
the world.
What he means when we're getting too comfortable is, oh shit, we just killed a goddamn mess of civilians.
Yeah.
Just a handful
yeah.
of babies.
We're getting too familiar or too comfortable with the killing anybody anytime we want things. So
well, yeah.
let's put a pause on it. Yeah, there's like 700 dead civilians that we've accumulated at this point, but and you might think I'm being hyperbolic. I'm not. You'll find out later.
Yeah.
There's 700 dead civilians that we've like kind of like let fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Let's put a stop on that. Let's put a little pause-a-rooney on that.
But Mike, as a gamer, you understand again that you know, if you weren't able to put certain like limits on yourself through experience, like how long can I put off pooping? Like, you gotta shit yourself a few times, right? Before you really understand, oh, that's the exact sensation
Right.
before it's, like, too late. So, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, Obama's a poop socker, and he gets it.
You gotta fill your diaper with the dead souls of people who are just trying to live their lives in the Middle East before you can really understand whether or not you've gone over the edge.
Just a diaper filled with like little Iraqi children. Is that what you just put into our heads?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's what you did.
I don't feel good about it.
I made it explicit, but you're the one that did it.
Let's continue.
All right, Obama. I mean, it's his fault.
Without having enough process to avoid consistently the kinds of civilian casualties that can end up actually hurting us in the war against radicalization.
Cool. Very, very good, Obama. Let's go to the next clip.
When people note how much presidents age while they're in the White House,
yeah, it's because of all the murder.
Right. Well, so I think a lot of people like they have this whole thing where, oh well, it's because they are under so much stress, which they are. That is part of it. But I think what it is that if you end up getting elected president, you're either a dumbass pawn for the GOP, or you're some like bright-eyed like liberal who doesn't know shit apart from like how to get 4.0s.
You're a bright-eyed liberal who's about to become a pawn for the corporate.
Well, yeah, you're a pawn.
Yeah,
you're a pawn, but you're a pawn that gets that. But you're a pawn with a 4.0.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. And you believe very much in these kind of like liberal ideals, and then you end up getting put into office, and then you start aging like a normal person.
Yeah.
Instead of every other fucking celebrity that we see, you see them aging like at the same rate as someone that thinks about politics in a meaningful way.
Please observe the white strips in my
yeah.
This is an interesting bit of journalism that happened around the same time that the second Obama talk that we just watched, where Obama's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, maybe we got the drone strike thing bad."
By the way, careful everyone with giving your kids the Obama talk.
yeah,
You know, like we tortured some folks. It's difficult.
You gotta wait until they're at least old enough to understand what a war crime is, and it has an added benefit if they've experienced a war crime. So
Yeah.
you know, like, hey, Buckaroo, how you doing today? Oh, I feel sad, Dad. Oh, why do you feel sad? And like, I don't know, the pig dogs came and they shot 50% of my classmates. And then you gotta be like, you know, we all go through our first war crime at some point.
Which rules, because my version of this was going to be, again, because I have to bring everything back to this, you know, a parent speaking to their child out in the Midwest, right? Because that's the most American place.
Right, yeah.
And the child walks up and says, "Hey, Dad, I wanted to talk about the fact that I can't walk." And Dad says, "Well, when a government and capital love each other very much, we pour manganese and lead into the water because we hate you."
I was going to go a different route with that while you were talking about it, which is during our shotgun wedding, we were drone striked. And your legs got cut off by shrapnel.
Really, the government is just trying to take your legs.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and roll. We'll go through this until I think it's almost 7 minutes, where like things like
It's still 7 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get through 7 minutes of a video.
Look,
remember the last time we tried to do that?
I know.
Also, she looks just like a drone. That is a drone strike in a person.
She's actually maybe based. I don't know.
I don't know.
Play
I don't know
it.
this person.
Play
It's PBS.
Today, the Obama administration revealed new information that sheds light on the reality of modern warfare, the number of civilians accidentally killed in U.S. airstrikes. John Yang has the story.
Today's release is the first time the White House has said how many terrorists and innocent civilians it believes have been killed by airstrikes, including by drones. Between 2009 and 2015, the administration says it launched 473 airstrikes in Pakistan, Yemen, and Africa. It estimates that as many.
Can we pause real quick?
God damn it, Michael!
Can we just acknowledge the places that they're leaving out? What wars were going on between 2009 and 2015? Because I don't remember a war in Pakistan, Yemen, and Africa.
No, I remember the Yemen.
No.
No. The Yemen war was when we had to fight the school children in the buses.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah.
I know. I get your joke, but
I'm not making a joke. What I'm saying is, the wars that we had actively going on were Iraq and Afghanistan. Yes. And so they're saying from 2009 to 2015, in all these countries where we aren't fighting a war, there were only 473 airstrikes. And up to 2,581 combatants were killed.
And what, like 3,000 killed in 9/11?
Oh, yeah. Proportional. Remember, this is all proportional to the attack that we had.
Hey, an eye for an eye, Michael. So, you know, if you end up taking out my eye, I have to go to all of your neighbors and take theirs.
and I'll warn you ahead of time. The neighbors across from me don't know who I am. Also, the neighbors below and across don't know who I am.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah, no. Take their eyes. I don't care either.
All right,
but I just want you to know that
I'm still coming for you.
Oh,
eventually.
You're coming for me.
I'm always coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming. You know, I'm always coming.
Please play more of this.
181 combatants and as many as 116 non-combatants were killed.
Seems like a lie. That's a bad number.
That seems low.
Yeah, I can tell you right now.
It does seem low. We'll get on to
those
the
numbers seem swapped almost. Like pretty much precisely swapped.
Well, you know, you have to understand that 90% of what Obama said was true.
Look, Mike, have you ever been to a wedding?
No.
Because it's essentially a war zone.
Nobody will invite me to weddings anymore.
You can come to mine when I get married to my hand or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to find a girl or a man that you want to marry first.
Am I allowed to put a ring on my ring?
No. John, please play this.
This
is personal. We don't need to get into
we don't need to talk about the failings of
modern romance.
Iraq,
Gross.
Afghanistan, or Syria, what the administration calls areas of active hostilities. A new executive order has also been issued with the aim of decreasing the number of civilian deaths. We get 2 views on all of this from Sarah Holowinski.
Oh, wow.
She was recently with the U.S. mission
What's
to the
happening
United
there?
Nations.
I don't know.
Before that,
I think she's a werewolf.
I mean, I like it, kind of.
You're allowed to have feelings for her. This is like, I don't know, 7 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, I like it, but I'm also... She's in a movie. Like, she's a movie character, right? This isn't a person.
Well, she's gonna say some weird things later on, so maybe don't get like
She's
too
gonna
attached
start like
to her.
shouting and howling. She's gonna rip up the fucking table in front of her.
Jesus Christ, guys! It's just
She's gonna eat
gal.
a Pakistani
No,
orphan on
no,
live television.
Okay.
This is PBS.
Some people don't have control. Well, no person has total control about the way they look. I understand that. And in fact, she's actually a very naturally attractive woman, it looks like. But the very little control that she did have, she used in a terrifying way.
That is true.
What is happening here?
You got a point there.
I'm not a style person. I don't know shit. I'm wearing a black T-shirt like you are, with a meme on it. And even I know this is some kind of weird mistake.
She does have like a main thing going. Anyways, please keep playing.
It's stiff
that thing.
too.
Yes.
Like you can tell,
she
like
was
that's
executive
it's
director
crunchy hair.
For the Center for Civilians in Conflict, an advocacy group that seeks to reduce the number of civilian casualties. And Noreen Shaw is the director of the Security and Human Rights Program at Amnesty International USA. Sarah, Noreen, thank you.
So, like, one lady with a lion mane is like assessing like threats in the room with those like rapid eye movements and pupil dilations, and then this like Bambi like incarnated into an Indian girl, of course, is like a civil rights the spokesperson, and then the lady who used to be an eagle in her previous life.
Yeah, there's a lion person, werewolf beast, and then someone who like did their undergrad at Berkeley.
Yeah. Let's try to roll this out as much as we can.
You're making us do 7 minutes.
Noreen, let me start with you. The first time these numbers have been released, what do you make of these numbers?
Stanford.
Well, this is a remarkable shift. We've been asking for exactly this information for years, but the numbers are extremely low, and they come along with a claim of extraordinary precision. For the people whose cases Amnesty International has documented, it's anything but precise. We're talking about kids struck by shrapnel, a woman killed in front of her grandchildren, families losing breadwinners. These are names, they're individuals, they're not numbers, and we need to hear more acknowledgement from the Obama administration of that.
I should say the Obama administration acknowledges that these numbers are estimates. They say that the NGOs, non-governmental organizations like yours, actually have more access to research these numbers. But Sarah, the policy has been and will continue to be that no airstrikes if there's a near certainty that a non-combatant would be killed. But we have, on average, out of these airstrikes, 1 in every 4 has claimed a non-combatant life. What does that say about this system and the precision that Noreen was talking about of this system?
Yeah, precision is a really tricky thing. Precision means that you are hitting the thing that you think you're going to hit. I am going to hit this folder. I'm going to hit this glass of water. It doesn't mean that that folder or the glass of water is actually the thing that we think it is. So if you are striking from the air with a drone, for example, you may be hitting a person that you thought was something, but is actually something else. And sometimes those are civilians.
And also today we have an executive order laying out policy, setting in policy for the first time, how the United States is going to carry out these attacks in the war on terrorists. Noreen, what do you make of this new policy, the new executive order?
It's extremely important, and there's a lot of commitments in this executive order that could help us move away from an unaccountable drone killing program that has really meant that we were on a global battlefield where the United States was claiming the authority to kill in secret and with impunity. So what we have to see from the Obama administration is that they start to make good on those commitments, and that includes acknowledging particular people killed. That's in the executive order, and it's remarkable, but we have to see the administration follow through on that and not just leave this at the end of the conversation.
Sarah, what's new in this order?
Pause it really quick.
There are actually quite a few new things. So
Sorry, just thinking back, because we are returning to her again to hear something wonderful, I'm sure. But this precision thing. Just to rephrase that argument using something that I was referencing before when it came to police officers. Precision is a funny thing, because sometimes you take a swing at your wife's face and you think, well, I thought I was taking a swing at a bitch.
But it turns out it's the
It
woman
ends
I
up I
love.
love you. Yeah, and I'm so sorry for that. But, precision is just such a funny thing.
I deeply regret how we are both brain broken on the same level that I knew where you were going with
Well, it's 60% certainty. It's kind of
we're both cops.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
she's gonna say like a little bit of an unwoke thing just to like prep you because
Really?
I know you're like
Okay. I really thought the person that was trying to make themselves look like a predator was going to be really cool and fine.
I mean, it's like a moderately problematic thing where she's trying to give the administration too much credit for like a thing it's not really doing.
They both are, so...
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
So first and foremost, I want Americans to know that we are the only country, America is the only country to have a policy like this on civilian protection. That is pretty remarkable.
Aren't we the only ones killing?
We're also the only ones doing this kind of thing. So yeah, we're the only ones that have a policy for the genocide that we're committing.
Yeah, aren't
the
you
specific
glad?
kind of genocide we're committing. We're the only ones that have a policy on it. The Germans were actually the only ones that have a policy on what to do with the Jews in the gas chambers. So, hey, they've got a policy on it.
These are the guardrails, which are railroad tracks leading to gas chambers. Yeah.
At least they're on time.
Yeah. Oh, man. The efficiency of the system is so good. Please.
Processes.
Remarkable. And we haven't had it before. So that's the newest thing about this. A lot of the executive order is about just enforcing best practices that the U.S. military has been doing for a number of years. But the new several things include, for example, working with our partners. So allies and partners, Nigerian military, Burmese military, militaries that we are equipping and supporting around the world to make sure that they are also paying attention to civilian protection and learning the lessons that America did.
And those are the two most trustworthy militaries,
boring
I'm sure.
sounding thing called the interagency working group that comes out of this. It may be boring sounding, but that's exactly how you make progress within the U.S. government.
Yeah. Well, that's really where we need to end it.
Good. The way you make progress with the U.S. government is to become friends with Burma and Nigeria.
And have really obscure policies that probably won't be followed, but we nominally have the idea that they're followed.
If at least every quarter you kill 0.23% or 23% less of a single human being, that's movement in the right direction.
Yeah. It's all mathematics.
Yeah.
Look, guys, as long as we're murdering people, I don't see what the problem.
What makes the grass grow? Go to the next link, John, please, if you could.
Paywalls.
Oh, no.
Yes. The paper of record that no one can read.
Yeah. The New York Times is barring us from reporting this story in real time. I'll just give the long short of this article, I guess, which is in 2019, there was an airstrike, a drone airstrike on what was supposed to be a bunch of ISIS fighters, and then while the airstrike happened, there were some analysts on the chat line because this is how the fucking military works apparently. analysts on the chat line that were like, who just did that? And then it turned out that there was a drone strike on like 50 to 70 women and children, not ISIS fighters. A Air Force lawyer said, hey, this might be a war crime. And he reported it, and that report got like shuffled to the side for several years, and now resurfaced. And it turns out that America did another war crime. Who would have ever guessed?
And let's be clear. I mean, at least I'm of the opinion that if you were one of these people managing when to click the button to murder the people, you'd be just as fucking sloppy, because when you're working a fucking awful job,
yeah,
you're just gonna do the clicks you have to do.
When the red light flashes, you click the button, and that's all it really is.
Yeah, it's all headless blunder where people do a click or they put in a metric and then it gets fucked up, and it's like, oh, well, I did it 87 times today, so I'm sorry one of them's shitty, or all of them are shitty.
What I think you're trying to say
is that no one should have this power.
Yes, nobody should have this power. When you have structures that are this large and this powerful, they become almost without fail like massive machines of killing and murder, etc. And that's why, you know, some people are like, why are there no like criminal trials being held for this? Well, there's no criminal trials being held for this because
we're all part of it.
Well, yeah, and the diffusion of responsibility is so vast because the military has also been corporatized to the point where you can't really point a finger at a single person. It's just a whole system of murder and chaos and death. And you could be like, well, that's the way the world works. Or you could just be like, no, we shouldn't do the murder and chaos and death thing anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, you know where the word fascism comes from. It's like a bundle, right? It's like a bundle of sticks. This sounds like a joke. No, it's not. And some brave dirtbag leftist needs to make this joke that we're all thinking right now. But it genuinely means that, where it's a bundle of arrows that are together, and when they're together, they're stronger, right?
Yeah.
And the idea ultimately with this, again, with corporatism, right, and with a lot of fascist philosophy, is that we're all part of one body and we function together, and every little organ just does its little thing. I wake up every day and I do my silly little tasks, right? And that's the only way that you make things like this happen. Because generally speaking, human beings are pretty decent-ish. Like, no one wants to... Not no one. Most people don't want to rape and murder their neighbor. Most people don't want to do that. But then you
wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah. But then you place them into a system where everyone just does a little bit of rape and murder. You know, just like you kind of rape your neighbor, and everyone gets together. Suddenly, it ends up happening all over the fucking place.
Sure.
And so this is like inherently, again, fascistic in at least some way. And there's another word that you can probably use, which is very funny, but I won't.
Go to the next link, please, John.
It's not a Mishima joke. Oh, it is a Mishima joke. Okay, never mind. It's a mask.
There's going to be a video like halfway down. We could probably just look at that video. There we go. There.
Oh, I love graphs.
We're doing graphs.
I fucking love graphs. Airwars.com, graphs.
Do full screen, John.
So-called war of terror. All right. And music.
Deep and intense. Can we do a little pause right there? Go back a couple of frames and do a pause.
To that big old mappy poo.
A little bit more, John. See the map. There we go. Yeah. You might notice that there's a couple more locations than Iraq and Afghanistan on the map there. That's gonna come into play later. Go ahead and keep rolling it.
I pause it there too. Sorry. Back just a couple seconds to that last graph. Okay. I love right there at 08.
Yeah. No, it goes 01, 02,
03.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's how numbers work. Where someone really fucked up.
Somebody was just doing lots of fucking drone strikes.
And then everyone was like, all right, hold on, let's chill the fuck out. We're done with the shock and awe. And then they relaxed a bit over time. Yeah. Sorry, go on. This beat is fire.
It is fire.
Rooted freestyle number? Let's go. Air Wars. Damn. Look at that. That's the horns of the beast.
Yeah. The Obama administration will give you some numbers, but a lot of independent researchers have come to the conclusion that at least tens of thousands of people have been murdered by U.S. drone strikes.
Mike, what is really, what are 10 9/11s?
Oh wait, and what was the number of people killed? Like 2,500, something like that?
No, 3,000 about is like the most rounded estimate we can come up to. So this is a measured response, as
it's just eight to 10 9/11s.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we had more, we wouldn't forget. Was that a Twin Tower?
So yeah, the number could actually be as high as
48. Was that what that
almost
said?
49,000 is what it said.
That rules. That's very good. Good thing we kill enough people we can't count the bodies.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could industrialize it.
You guys, this is topical now. But if anyone's read the Dune novels, there's
never heard of them.
There's a point in it where one of Leto's
the Mujahideen.
Yeah, where the Mujahideen, where one of Leto's I think it's Leto the Second, down the line after Paul is no longer Jesus, has been dead for a long time.
He becomes Saddam Hussein or
he becomes the Joker. But you know what? One of these guys is he's getting fucked up on spice, and he's just there were all these horrible people that killed a lot of people. One of them was Hitler.
Yeah,
and he was responsible for 12 million deaths. And then one of his boys comes up to him and says, "Yeah, that's cool, but think about how many more people you've killed." And how dope that is. They're fucking wild folks.
Yeah.
They are nuts. I mean, he's also supposed to be a bad guy and becomes a giant penis. So,
right.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
But we don't need to watch more of this. I mean, it's just gonna get into showing little kids with burn marks all over them. But
that's what people sign on to the Benzo Rehab dungeon for.
I don't think that's what they sign on.
No, they're not. I want to see children covered in burns.
So yeah, I mean, we saw the almost 30 grand number of civilian deaths. Let's go to the next link.
The Atlantic, our favorite.
I mean, this is a good. Every now and then they do some good stuff. It's
we were just looking at the New York Post.
Yeah, I know. Every now and then they do some good stuff. Every now and then they do some bad stuff.
No, well, which is why I'm so hard on them. Because one in every 10 times they're all right.
Yeah.
And so the rest of the time I have to be an asshole about it.
Which is
because they listen to me.
Honestly, some of the best journalism is 1 out of 10 times they do something good. I
mean, have you read Hunter S. Thompson's work?
Yeah.
Most of that shit's bad.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
He had a dip.
It's fucking garbage. So this highlighted section here is Mr. Obama embraced a disputed method for counting civilian casualties that did little to box him in. In effect, it counts all It, in effect, counts all military-age males in a strike zone as combatants, according to several administration officials, unless there is explicit intelligence posthumously proving them innocent.
Which is how justice works in this country, as we know from the Rittenhouse trial per se. I really expected this, though I of course know about like this policy, but I expected it to say Mr. Obama embraced a disputed method for counting civilian casualties that did little to box him in. In effect, it counts all ears found on the battlefield.
all ears above 1 inch. If we go down below that highlighted section, the newspaper went on to speculate that this counting method may partly explain the official claims of extraordinarily low collateral deaths.
What?
In a speech last year, Mr. Brennan, Mr. Obama's trusted advisor, said that not a single non-combatant had been killed in a year of strikes. And in a recent interview, a senior administration official said that the number of civilians killed in drone strikes in Pakistan under Mr. Obama was in the single digits, and that independent counts of scores of hundreds of civilian deaths unwittingly draw on false propaganda. When you claim everyone you kill is actually a combatant, a terrorist that needs to die, yeah, you can cheat your numbers to being pretty fucking good.
That's true. And like back in my cop example, again, every time that I, as a police officer, go home to my wife, she needs to prove that every man in the neighborhood has not had sex with her after I have murdered them.
Yeah.
I refuse to be Jodied.
Yeah. And
despite the fact that she should have had sex with
She
him.
should. That's what I want. But
Yeah.
I'm going to be a real weirdo about it. Yeah.
Because she's the hottest thing on the block.
She's got to live.
Let's go to the next. Yeah. Let's go to the next link, John. Please. When you get a chance from your sipping.
I only kill 60% of them though.
There's a big block thing that you need to X, right?
Who gives a shit about this climate journalism?
Just let it all end.
Shit. This is not where I think I wanted it to be. Oh, no. Senior officials in the administration of President Barack Obama variously described drone strikes as precise, closely supervised, effective, indispensable, and even the only game in town.
That's so good. All of those are amazing.
But what they emphasized most of all is that the drone strikes they authorized were lawful.
Hold on. Can we parse all of the words that they've used here?
Yeah, I mean, where do you want us to precise?
Precise has already been explained for us, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like it hits where we want to hit, even if it's not what
we painted a target on the ground, and that's where it blows up. Closely supervised.
Dad told me to do it.
Right. Effective.
It kills
people. Yeah.
Indispensable.
We haven't figured out a better way to fight this war.
We do this, okay? And the only game in town is the same thing.
Yeah, indispensable and only game in town are pretty much the same thing.
Amazing.
So in this context, though, lawful had a specialized meaning, except at the highest level of abstraction. The law of the drone campaign had not been enacted by Congress or published by the U.S. Code. No federal agency had issued regulations related to drone strikes, and no federal court had adjudicated their legality. Obama administration officials insisted that drone strikes were lawful, but the law they invoked was their own. It was written by executive branch lawyers behind closed doors, withheld from the public and even from Congress, and shielded from judicial review. So when Obama says that all these strikes are legal, what he's saying is, we wrote the law, and the law says this is fine.
Again, speaking as a police officer, I painted a target on my wife's face, and
if she didn't want to be hit, why did she have that target on her face?
I mean, she could have fought me on it, and then I wouldn't hit her during the fight.
So we have some interesting ways in which this like jurisdictional understanding of drone strikes comes into play. If we could go to the next link. Memo, no, please, I need the headline. Memo lays out legal rationale for drone strike that killed American citizen. This is Anwar al-Aswanzi, I think his name is. Now we can scroll down, John.
Oh,
doing this all wrong.
Do I have permission?
Yeah,
Anwar al-Awlaki.
Al-Awlaki. I was like, that's not
Yeah.
quite right, but I can't remember.
I think I mixed in some Elder Scrolls lore in there.
Probably. This is the Daedric Lord Al-Awlaki. Yeah.
So a 16-page memo. Can we zoom in on the text a little bit, because everything's blurry. Yeah, just scroll down a sec. A 16-page memo obtained by NBC News outlines the legal rationale for the killing of American citizen Anwar al-Awlaki, an al-Qaeda operative. The memo is also the clearest statement yet of American policy on the use of drone aircraft. Al-Awlaki was killed by an American drone strike in Yemen in September 2011. According to Karen Greenberg, the director on the Center on National Security at Fordham University School of Law, the memo affirms what many have long suspected. The Obama administration has adopted a broadened concept of what constitutes an imminent threat as it concerns American citizens involved in the war on terror. The memo states that it is not necessary for an attack to be in process when the target is found, as long as the target is generally engaged in terrorist activities aimed at the United States. It goes on to say that in these cases, the courts do not have the right to review or interfere with such decisions. So their entire legal basis for a lot of these drone strikes is, we think this guy is bad, and if you say we're wrong in thinking this guy is bad, we don't care about your opinion, and we will kill this guy. It goes on to say, in the name of self-defense, the U.S. can act in a preemptive fashion without knowing about a particular target, argues Greenberg.
Best artifact of the Bush years.
Yeah, the problem is, please scroll down, John. Who you want to give these powers to, while the Obama administration trusts itself to be judicious in its temperament and its judgment. What about others who come along?
I mean, no one weird or like irresponsible is going to come after Obama, right? Like, there's no way that could work.
Yeah,
it's going to be Hillary Clinton,
yeah.
and then who is totally fine and didn't do anything weird in Libya. Hell yeah, that rules.
Let's go to the next link. So,
what does the White House say?
To bring this into a modern understanding of where we're heading and where we're going, John, if you could please zoom in on the highlighted text.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Oh. Something Cotton Eye Joe. How does that song go?
Yeah, that's right, John. If you could zoom in on that. Also, yeah, what you said is right, because it's well-known lyrics.
You guys know it.
So this is Joe Biden talking about the withdrawal from Afghanistan. You know, this is a quote from him. But I also know that the threat from terrorism continues in its pernicious and evil nature, but it's changed, expanded to other countries. Our strategy has to change too. We will maintain the fight against terrorism in Afghanistan and other countries. We just don't need to fight a ground war to do it. We have what's called over-the-horizon capabilities, which means we can strike terrorists and targets without American boots on the ground, or very few if needed. So what Obama is promising in his withdrawal from Afghanistan is that we're not necessarily going to withdraw from Afghanistan in a military context. What we're going to do is we're going to send robots to fly over Afghanistan and shoot Afghans and kill people that we don't think are like, I don't know, good for America. The definition of terrorism is so vague and obscure that nobody can. You ask anyone in the State Department to define what a terrorist is, and it's like, okay, well, you can't Like, it's a person who uses violence for political aims. The cops are terrorists at that point.
The Justice Department,
the Justice Department, like
drones are terrorism.
The military is a terrorist at that point. So you know, this is where the Biden administration is heading. They have this idea that they can use, and in typical liberal fashion, what they're doing is rebranding the drone warfare program to be over the horizon capabilities.
Somewhere
somewhere over the horizon.
Bombs rain down.
Yeah, we'll kill children.
We'll kill kids. There you go.
Go ahead and go to the next link.
Also, Nick, because I know what you're talking about here with your roommate sucking lib dick. Just any person that watches Destiny is that a person, or do people
not
watch
anymore?
Destiny?
No,
okay,
people,
not anymore.
people
Thank you.
do not watch Destiny.
Yeah. Cheers to that. And incredible. Oh, are we cheersing?
You said cheers.
I thought I thought it.
Well, no, you said it. So
Destiny, what a fucking trash fire that is.
This article by Just Security is pretty good. And this particular section we're looking at
pun name.
War by another name. Ending wars is never easy, particularly when they are fought in the shadows out of public view. Despite pledging to end the forever wars, the Biden administration continues to conduct drone strikes, special operations, and train, advise, and assist missions around the world. Many Americans, including some members of Congress, would be surprised to learn that the United States last year was engaged in counterterrorism operations in at least 85 countries, with combat troops or a combat role in 12 countries.
Hell yeah.
So when we talk about how the Obama administration legalized the ability to drone strike anyone they want ever, what we also have to talk about is how this jurisdiction is expanding because we are involved in more and more countries. And the legal basis of we are going to use drone strikes for counterterrorism operations also expands to all of these other countries that we're now engaged in. This obviously is bad and horrible and will only result in expanded drone strikes in more countries, more legal jurisdiction to kill people outside the judicial process, which the judicial process, as we all know, is like fucking fake anyways. But you know, this fake process being applied to more and more areas where we can make more and more people legally obligated to some extent. Like the drone operator has to kill their target. We are expanding that to more and more countries now.
Hell yeah. Nothing's real.
Nothing's real. Law's fake.
People die. That's probably not great.
Do redacted to your local congressperson.
Do redacted. Yeah.
Let's go to the next slide. Not talking. Old Nick Anderson, the Lambda's Age of Intelligence. I don't know that. I don't know that at all. Wow, Nick, way to flex your big brain. So this is part of the pivot to the palate cleanser I think I wanted to do, which is that the Biden administration has auctioned off a bunch of gas drilling leases in the Gulf of Mexico.
Hell yeah.
So everything we said about, you know, like the US needs to be a leader in climate talks. Also, like how we approach the climate going forward. Turns out that we're still going to allow a bunch of drilling to happen in the Gulf of Mexico, so that's cool.
Yeah, but who cares though?
I don't mean to say that Joe Biden was a liar and that
Uh-huh.
anybody who believed him is like
He
fucking...
forgave my school debt, all of it.
Did he?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He said he would though.
I was
and he
about
will.
to be.
He's
I was
gonna
about
do
to
it.
be. I was about to be extremely surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Turns out Joe Biden was a fucking liar, man. What a guy. He's not really serious about climate change because he's auctioning off more drilling permits.
You got to get reelected by the fish.
Yeah, by the people that
fish.
have lots of money.
Yeah.
So the only actually like palate cleanser thing I have is the next link, which is Kevin McCarthy. I don't know.
We also got to do that AOC thing, man. The anime.
Oh, not AOC.
Wasn't it of AOC? Getting
Paul
murdered?
Gosar.
Yeah, Paul Gosar doing that. Yeah,
Well,
okay.
yeah.
Anyway. Yes. Let's do it.
Play.
Let's do
I can
it.
look anywhere I want, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I cannot believe the amount of control one-party rule wants. They now want to dictate to a member of the floor of where I can look? Are you afraid of the basis of the information in the bill? Sir, I'm gladly to look at you, Mr. Speaker. There's a difference between addressing and looking. Nobody elected Joe Biden to be FDR. You can finish. No, you can finish. Don't lower your mask, you'll get fined. I think I'm upsetting people on the other side of the aisle when I tell them what's in the bill. They just yelled at me that they're leaving. I know some of you are mad at me, think I spoke too long. But I've had enough. America has had enough. So let this sink in. You're encouraging more of the to come. Picture America at a swim meet after World War II. We jump into the water.
What?
Not only do we win.
Oh yeah, this is
we
just
dry
Kevin
off.
McCarthy talking for like 8.5 hours, something
All
like
right.
that.
Hold on. I'm going to do it. All right.
Okay.
We're going to schedule it. We're going to figure it out.
No, we are not
early
doing
January.
We are not doing an 8-hour watch.
I am going. No, we're not.
Okay.
No, we're not. I'm going to find a time, and I'm going to do an 8-hour and 33-minute live stream ramble about nothing to prove how fucking easy this is and how stupid and pointless, and I love it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Great.
But yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to live stream nonsense for
Our
9
elected
hours.
officials could just be like Twitch streamers.
They're great at dedicating to their own jokes. I mean, that's the
Continue playing. Please.
Fourth, second, and third arrive. I can't even afford to test drive a Tesla. And Elon's one of my best friends. You're celebrating it when inflation is at a 31% height. Gas prices. Thanksgiving. A border that in a few months breaks every record of the last 3 years combined. I'm just getting geared up. Good, you sit.
Penis?
Mr. Speaker, may I ask you a question? Did you get to take a bathroom break? And I didn't, but I understand, that's okay. I talk about what made me a Republican. I was in the 6th grade. I turn on the TV. I watch Jimmy Carter have a sweater on and tell me to turn the heater down, that the best days were behind us. Can I be speaker? I can finish my speech up there. You ever eaten one of these baby carrots? I'll lead you in a little secret. There's no such thing. They're just big carrots. They chop them. They charge you more and you buy them. I don't know if this speech is going to make a difference. All right, what else we got here? My eyesight's going. Don't worry, I don't have that much. I just have to get to a certain time. 10 hours. No, there's a record. There's a record. I'm competitive. I'm competitive.
I'm going to beat his record. I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit.
All right.
I'm going to do it right now.
Could you look up Paul Gosar?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Gosar anime.
Just up in the search bar on the top of YouTube.
Oh, the YouTube?
No, you're fine. Yeah, Paul.
It all goes to the same place.
Paul space
Gosar.
Geo.
Also, has that motherfucker ever bought carrots?
I don't know.
Because he's right about them cutting them down, but like you can get a bag of baby carrots for $1.
You need to add anime to
or you
to
can
the
get
back
like
end of this.
four big carrots for $1. I don't think there's really an increase in price there. Just sometimes the ugly carrots get turned into baby carrots. The pretty carrots get sold as carrots. I somehow feel like this man has never bought like milk for himself.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I'm saying. Man, yeah, it's not going to be on YouTube probably. Just do a Google of Paul Gosar anime AOC.
Yeah.
Probably just a GIF anyway. I haven't seen it, but
Paul Gosar cartoon seems like
cartoon,
a promising
yeah.
search. Yeah.
Images?
I don't
Maybe
know,
there's just
man.
a GIF there. Have we really gotten to the just click images? Have we gotten to Have we gotten to a point of like dumbass censorship that we can't even watch this stupid Ghost?
There we
video?
go. Yeah, that first
Okay,
one.
there we go.
There we
Banned
go.
censor just felt like that. What anime is this? Does anyone know?
Attack on Titan.
Is it?
Oh, it's racist already.
It is racist.
Imagine that.
Oh wow, does he want to murder immigrants?
He does. Yeah, keep playing. Don't focus on the details. Yeah, we got some Border Patrol agents. All the Titans are AOC.
It's amazing. The thing people care about here is that he, like, I guess, ends up fighting in AOC.
Yeah.
When the notable thing is that he's racist.
Right. No, exactly.
Like, who gives a shit that he's fighting these fucking people? Of course he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a shit if like Marjorie Taylor Greene says AOC needs to be killed in the streets.
They should kill it.
Yeah, I would actually love Congress way more if they were like fighting
Gladiators.
in the streets.
They should be gladiators.
Just fucking kill each other.
Yeah.
Just fuck each other.
But yeah, that is kind of like the liberal like concern is like, oh my, can you imagine what they said about AOC?
It's like, improper.
I don't give a fuck what they say about Biden or AOC. And that's like part of the whole thing about the Let's Go Brandon thing, which you know, let's just go ahead.
Is really cringe just because it's dumb.
Yeah, no,
it just sucks.
It's stupid that
just fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's stupid that you can just say fuck Joe Biden and that's fine. But it's also stupid that a bunch of libs have been like, this is basically terrorism.
Well, yeah, imagine. Okay, so I taught K through 8 for a period, right? And if I yeah, I know. if I had a student walk up to the front of the class and say, "Brick," then I wouldn't fucking like send him to the principal's office and then have him censored and then like locked in a closet or something.
Which is
until he
unironically
died.
how Democrats handle
Right. I would be like,
Brandon thing.
okay, maybe I shouldn't support this weird thing that he did, but if I give him too much attention, he's going to do it again.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is why you have fucking DeSantis in Florida, Brandon, Florida, signing Let's Go Brandon bill in Brandon, Florida to, you know, reject restrictions on vaccines or whatever.
I mean, that's the problem with liberals is that it's not about politics, it's about performing politics.
It
where
is,
it's just hey, I have feelings. You need to know that I have them. I'll do nothing about it, but you need to know that I have them.
Right.
Right.
And it's like, Let's Go Brandon would be nothing if liberals did not respond to it.
Yeah.
It's really literally the if you don't acknowledge the bully will go away situation, because like this isn't an actual physical bully in a lot of respects. It's not like a real bully that's like punishing you in grade school. It's just like, I said, let's go, Brandon. You can't say let's go, Brandon.
It's like if you had a bully in middle school and then they called you something awful, and then you responded by correcting their grammar.
Yeah, like
hey, you're just going to get a wedgie. You're going to get a wedgie, and you're going to deserve it, and everyone's going to laugh at you.
You can't call me a queer, Mo. I'm a queer they.
Yeah, hell yeah, that rules. Well, you know what?
Madison G says, hi, John.
Yeah,
oh, she's talking to Jonathan S. And,
who was pointing out that AOC is hot, which seems like you guys are objectifying an elected official.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which I think that they deserve more respect than that.
So I think
that's it. Goodbye.
All
Take my medicine.
Considered, I fucked up.
What?
I forgot to start recording the audio only version, so I will find a
I
way.
thought you were gonna say I forgot to record audio.
No. I've been recording this whole thing to YouTube, but I will need to find a way to put this into audio only. That's my bad.
That'll be easy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll just have to like download the video and like convert it. Whatever.
Get ready for a really low quality audio.
yeah, not the best audio that's ever happened, because I had the audio like really dialed in.
We got these beautiful mics so that we can put them in our butts.
Yeah, sorry, listener. We fucking hate you now.
So in my butts.
Plural. If you joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. If you're listening later on, when I finally get the audio uploaded on this, thank you also for joining us. We have a Patreon, which is completely voluntary. The Benzo Rehab Dungeon.
Ever forced into it. Yeah.
The Benzo Rehab Dungeon will always be a free broadcast. That is my promise to you. Even when I'm broadcasting this from a cardboard box, it will always be free. However, if you would like to support this endeavor, you can join us on patreon.com/BenzoRehabDungeon. Danko, go ahead and do your pitches.
Yeah, so on the 28th, so I'll have an opportunity to warn you guys before this. Before that, one more episode of this, I'm going on the 8 Plates podcast. So if you guys like edgy masculinist bullshit, then feel free to hop on over there. It's a very, very funny podcast. It's hysterical in all senses of the word, except for the part with your ovaries moving around in your body. But so check them out. 8 Plates, 8PL8S, on Instagram and Spotify. Really, like I said, high energy, ridiculous, asinine, funny stuff. But I'll give a warning right before the next episode comes out with me on there. Otherwise, check out the Patreon and workshop, or workshop without paying if you want to avoid that. Who cares? So that's at patreon.com/Truncata, TRUNCATA, or go ahead and send Mike or myself a message asking for an invite code. We won't charge you, etc., etc., etc. We just want people around to talk about philosophy and writing with. And that's it for me.
John?
Nothing.
You don't have like an OnlyFans to plug yet?
So zen.
No. Yeah, no. It's
where can we see your dick?
I mean the lost revenue of John not having an OnlyFans for like months and months and months now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hired like a really shady marketing firm, and there's this like whole internet Easter hunt for my OnlyFans title.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is this like an alternate reality game? Because I used to love those.
Yeah, it's where it's actually tattooed to the back of your head.
Yeah.
You know,
I've seen
I
it
can't.
for a long
I
time
can't
now.
see the back of my head. Is the problem?
You could have just asked your buddy, but.
All right.
Let me know
Well,
that kind of relationship.
if you made it this far, thank you very much. We love you. Take your medicine, please.
Mine too. Take.
And make sure to save some for your friends.
John didn't
Fucked
follow
it
the
up, John.
format,
God
I
damn
didn't
it.
fuck it up. Yeah.
Close
I
it
didn't
up.
follow
Close the
format.
doors. No one gets out.
And we are.